is it that every time such shit happens, it causes drama?
Did you say something dumb before the text displaying your name finished? What the fuck? I don't know what shit you're referring to, more on that in a moment, but drama is defined in at least one way by an exciting, emotional, or unexpected series of events or set of circumstances. No shit that shit would cause drama. It's practically in the definition.
I mean, why can't we just have days without this shit?
Because, well, shit happens. Every day, things occur, whether you want them to or not. If nothing happened, we'd all be dead. Like me!
Great, now the CC has gone back to being shit again.
Implying that the CC wasn't shit before. That said, can't that literally be said of any community? Drama happens everywhere and in virtually every community, so that can apply to them too. Doesn't defeat the point, granted, but it's also not exclusive to the commentary community.
Hey Morgan.
Oh, it's you.
Literally same.
Is there anything wrong?
You don't get it. Shit happened days ago with us.
Ladies, gentlemen, and everything in between, this is the closest you're gonna get to an explanation on what apparently had the entire CC go to shit. This drama sounds like it's between two people out of a community, one of them being Morgan, the other likely being Death Critic. By the way, that's this person. You probably won't know that at this point if you didn't know who he was beforehand, because introductions are overrated. Her use of the word us does have the implications that it's not necessarily between Morgan and Death, but then it begs the question, who was involved in this drama? Or better yet, what was the fucking drama? Regardless of what the drama was, if it was between Morgan and Death, then the fact that he's here with no ill bearing towards Morgan from the sounds of it, coupled with the fact that you outright said it was days ago, means that you still crying about it is pretty weak and petty at best. If this drama was based off of something that happened to you in real life, and that you don't want to bring it up in a video, fine, I get that. But then recommend making up a drama. Real or not, at least it would give your situation some well-needed context, and maybe it would even explain why you're still crying.
So the end result made me goddamn upset that I should think about committing suicide.
And we're going there! Apparently this drama was so bad, despite the other person not showing signs that this drama actually fucking mattered in the first place, that Morgan wanted to commit suicide. This is a joke, right? Right? Right?
Whoa, Morgan. Morgan, don't, no, wait, I just want to say this.
You know what? It's the best if I don't exist anymore. I'm sure people want to care about me if I do it.
You're not actually going to do this outside of a joke, right? Holy shit. I think I need a moment. Morgan, did you really just have the gunshot sound effect be quieter than the gun cocking sound effect? Could you not look at the tracks in your video editor, look at the sound and think, oh geez, the gunshot sounds awfully quiet over here, maybe I could raise the volume just a bit or something? Like, what am I supposed to do about this? Oh yeah, the rest of the suicide subplot.
Oh shit, I just want to apologize for that. Now what am I gonna do? Oh wait, that gives me an idea.
Yes, seeing your friend fucking shoot herself just gave you an idea. You know, with how abrupt the change in mood was, it might be more dead than me. Or Morgan, take your pick. Okay, if you couldn't tell, this part of the cold opening was terribly executed. Morgan, no offense, but your acting is flatter than paper, and Death can't properly emote to save the animal he's wearing. Whether this was meant to be played up more seriously or as a joke, both of your attempts at acting brought this down to where it fails on both ends. Furthermore, the actual shooting. Audio issues aside, you know what could have added to this entire scenario? A picture of Death's avatar in shock in response to you shooting yourself. That would have added wonders, as it gives the audience visual feedback of Death's supposed reaction based on the character he's representing himself with. Hell, doing so could arguably give a reason as to why the gunshot wasn't as loud as the gun cocking, since it implied that the focus is more on Death than towards you killing yourself. There's also the matter of his lines right after. The attempted change from OMG and shot guys to wait a second wasn't well timed, thus hurting the whole situation. I would have said killed if Death's lack of attending an acting class didn't do that first. I'm not gonna go around and say that I'm against dark themes and commentaries. Trust me, I tried to simulate hanging once, I just recently tried committing genocide, I'm currently dead, and I told some Jew pony to fuck off when someone else shot themselves for a joke in another video. I think suicide jokes are fine, at least when they're not done poorly. That said, with both how unnatural you sounded in this sort of scenario, and how poorly timed this was, it wasn't entertaining. It was just uncomfortable, and for all the wrong reasons.
So, Dad.
Keep your filthy hands off my wife!
Nathan, how did you even get? You know what? It doesn't matter. Get the fuck out. Are people even gonna get this reference?
What is it that you wanted to call me and George for? Oh. What happened to Morgan?
Well, she felt upset and said anything about committing suicide because of it, and then she shot herself to death.
Contrast this with shooting herself back to life.
I was wondering if you two could be able to revive her.
Well, we do have the machine for that.
Oh, there's a fucking machine for that? That could have helped me last commentary, but no, we had to kill Caden for that. Like I would have done that anyways.
George, flip the switch!
This again?
Hey look, it's that guy who drew this piece of art for me. Listen, George, whatever Morgan or Death paid you to do this, I'll pay double to get you out. MTR, I'll throw in a cheeseburger. What was that noise? Like, did you record me yawning and use that for a commentary? No, seriously. Like, do my yawns just bring people back to life or something? No way, I can't be alive for this! There we go.
What the hell just happened?
Well, Death told us he committed suicide over something you're upset about. You're feeling okay?
He just committed suicide! What do you think? I'm fine. No, really, I just shot myself to death, that's all. Please tell me you didn't write this line down. I beg of you.
Maybe a little. Wait, why did I change for Kurumi to Cyan?
Well, for one, we fixed you and gave you the same watch we gave to Ernie a while ago. And two, you really haven't used her for like, what, since October?
Ah, frick, I really need to use her sometime.
Ignoring that you're using her right now, then why didn't you? Also, October? Please, I haven't used Maleficent prior to this commentary since February of last year, and she's been my channel icon for like ever. Get on my level.
But enough of this. Can't you just let me die already?
Nice transition. Oh, I should really use this character, but first let me fucking die.
Bad of it, ma'am. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry for what I did to you and making you upset like that. I know we've been close friends throughout years, but this is something we shouldn't let ourselves get into. Besides, drama always happens, but at times like that, we shouldn't let ourselves get involved in situations like this.
I know this was probably meant as some way to rebuild Morgan's confidence or something, but I like how Death is practically telling Morgan off about drama. It's almost like what she said at the beginning was completely silly.
But there's nothing I can do about it.
Look, ma'am, I get shit like this at times, but you don't see me having suicidal thoughts over it.
Is the video I'm doing a commentary on doing the commentary for me now? Excuse me, George, that's my job. Get your own. This is why I only have $7.
You shouldn't let those things get to you. I mean, you have many friends and people who support you throughout those days, including me, MTR, and Death. Do you really want to let them down like this?
You know what? You guys are right. Now I feel much better thanks to you three.
Okay, this goes back to how uncomfortable the whole suicide skit was from earlier, but what makes me uneasy about this is that, keeping in mind the context that Morgan recently shot herself, now she's pretty okay with herself and isn't suicidal anymore. Maybe this is just me, but coming from someone who's had suicidal friends in the past, I get that talking things out with people can really help. I get that. But at the same time, it doesn't always fix the problem in a snap. Sometimes it can take hours, days, weeks, so on, and might even require professional help. Here we have 3 people, likely none of whom being professionals and one lacking the English skills to be one, talking her out of it like completely within the span of about 2 minutes. I wouldn't mind this as much if either Morgan didn't go through with committing suicide or if Morgan, while feeling better, didn't claim to be alright. Given the severity of her depressed state and how quick and strong the rebound was, it comes off as unrealistic from an emotional standpoint. I'd argue logical as well, but this is a plot about bringing someone back to life, so maybe this is some therapeutic thing that Morgan herself needed and she wanted to convey this feeling in a video. But there has to be a better way than actively killing yourself in your commentary, at least in the way that you did. Off the top of my head, I could think of Youngblood Fantasy 91, and the intro to a recent commentary of his on the example of how to do the whole motivating the commentator thing better, while comparing the commentary of a commentator who is often highly praised to a commentator who's not, might be a bit of a stretch. It's still rather poor on your end when there's evidence out there that intros meant as encouragement to the commentator exist and don't destroy the mood of the video or the English language.
Well, thank Death for that.
Might have to say this again. If you need us, just contact us.
watch works.
Oh yeah, that watch thing that was brought up like a minute ago in your commentary. I'm sorry, but between you killing yourself and then you suddenly getting better, I was kind of distracted. Now then.
Oh, wait, it's already explained in Ernie's recent commentary.
I'm aware that you initially didn't have a link to Ernie's commentary where this whole watch thing came from, so I could have gone this tangent about how troublesome this could have been for people who didn't know that Ernie was Illinois Guy 34 or which video of Illinois Guys this came from, but there is a link in the description now. So instead, let me ask something else. Why didn't you briefly describe it in the first place? You could have made reference to Ernie's video or something while describing it, but it's bad writing to introduce a MacGuffin and never explain what it does. Especially when in the context of when your commentary first came out, the place where this explanation came from wasn't readily available to the audience.
Oh, speaking of that, looks like you're not the only one who has a
I can never fap to the show again.
Can you please leave? I have a new full commentary I'm about to work on.
Alright, fine, if that's what you want.
So let me get this straight. This entire thing about whatever drama you and Death had, you shooting yourself, MTR and George bringing you back to life, Death and George attempting to give you motivational speeches, all this in your intro, and what you accomplished in setting up was that you changed your avatar. Something you could have done without any of this unnecessary shit. Okay, in fairness with the watch, that's something that could always come up as a plot point in a future commentary or something. Maybe. But if it never comes up again, guess what? You did nothing of substance for over 3.5 minutes except greet us with one of the most unintentionally unsettling commentary code openings I've ever seen. It's not the length that I'm upset at. It's what you did with that length.
Now, before anyone calls me out for commenting on a kid, I know I regret doing it with my shitty commentary on Kendo Walker, but with this, if people like Zero Star, Ryan, Silver, and Dua can commentate on Skeleton Nation, then why can't I?
Remember people, just because the cool kids do it, doesn't make it cool if you do it yourself. Have your parents ever taught you anything about peer pressure? If not, your childhood sucked.
Also, for the looks of this video, does it remind me of someone? You'll see who it is later on.
Or maybe you just read the title to figure out who you're talking about. Wait a second. Who are you talking about? Who's Foxtrot? What's Foxtrot? Are you talking about radio communication? Well, guess what? Foxtrot Uniform Charlie Kilo, Yankee Oscar Uniform, Yankee Oscar Uniform, Hotel Echo Charlie Kilo. Now for those who don't know, which will likely be most of whoever watches this video, when Morgan used Foxtrot in her title, she was referring to a former commentator named Foxtrot Delta Lima 497. A commentator from 2011! Holy shit, that was half a decade ago! Who made pretty bad commentaries. Admittedly, he was known back in the day partially as a plagiarist, like you'll accuse Joey from down the street of being later, but he was also infamous for constantly tackling easy topics and older and downright irrelevant videos and people. The issue here, ignoring that you once again failed to link a person's channel so that newcomers would know who the fuck you're talking about, is that Foxtrot himself, ironically, is a dead topic. In fact, prior to your title, I hadn't heard of him in years and completely forgot about him and his content. And I'm someone who debuted as a commentator in 2012. I wouldn't even mind as much if you at all brought up the comparison during your commentary, but you don't. Morgan, you're the one who tried referencing an old commentator in your title, yet I'm the one who has to explain the fucking reference. This is not how you do your job! Now, it could be debated that the person who Morgan is actually referring to with this comment is MDXLR, who did a commentary on the same video that Papyrus Country commentated on in an earlier degree. And unlike with Foxtrot, Morgan tries to make a comparison later in her video between one of Wayne Grayson's points and one of Anna Levine's points. But that still makes the title of your video a guessing game for your audience. You have a fucking watch, do what you're supposed to do with one, and keep up with the times.
Here's the degrees, onto the commentary.
Well, I need something.
Oh, looky here! A sword just randomly appeared near Joey's face. Does he have telekinesis or something?
Well then I wonder what powers you have, miss. I managed to shoot myself without ever showing a gun on screen.
Why is it that every time such shit happens, it causes drama? I mean, why can't we just have days without this shit? Great, now the CC has gone back to being shit again.
And this is going right over my head. I must admit to everyone watching that I don't really follow the CC and the drama that happens in it. I don't know what drama you're talking about, and I don't know who was involved in this particular drama. If I wasn't commentating on this video, I either would have skipped past this bullshit to when the actual fucking commentary starts, or I would have stopped watching this video altogether. I'm sure I'm not the only person watching the video who would have done this.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah, it's you. person who doesn't get named until 40 seconds later, and even then it has its own brand of issues that I'll get to in a second. Yeah, I know it's our old pal Death Critic that you might remember from an old commentary I did, but not every person's just gonna know Death Critic right off the bat if you don't even mention him by name for the first 40 or 50 seconds of the video. Oh, and before someone says anything, yes, I do understand that it's not required to give an in-depth roll call, but the intro actually has a specific reason for specifically Death to be there, which will also go into my next problem with the video I'll point out in a second.
You seem to be upset. Is there anything wrong?
You don't get it. Shit happened days ago with us and
What shit happened? What was this shit about? You can't just expect everyone watching your video to automatically know what's going on, especially when there's still 30 seconds to go until you mention this guy's name. Explain!
it was all made me goddamn upset that I should think about committing suicide.
Oh boy, Kagamine is trying suicide humor. I mean, the joke wasn't that bad, but Kagamine's type of dialect and the manner of speaking just makes the entire joke just seem awkward, and I really hope she doesn't try to continue this trend. Death, your fingers are not helping.
Whoa, Morgan, don't, no, wait, I just want to say this.
You know what? It's the best if I don't exist anymore. I'm sure people want to care about me if I do it.
I beg your pardon, ma'am.
Oh shit! I just want to apologize for that. Now what am I gonna do?
What?
Oh wait, that gives me an idea.
So, Death, what is it that you wanted to call me and George for?
Context! Someone else is here, this guy is 8363MTR by the way, referring to this guy as Death, even though he had nothing to do with this girl dying. Imagine how confused we are right now, and we're the ones doing this commentary. Imagine how confused newcomers must be right now. This is why you explain your shit.
What happened to Morgan?
Well, she felt upset and said anything about committing suicide because of it, and then she shot herself to death.
As opposed to shooting herself to the grocery store?
I would say redundant wording is redundant, but if the Preacher TV series taught me anything, it said apparently a character can survive a suicide attempt by gunshot.
I was wondering if you two could be able to revive her.
Well, we do have the machine for that, so... George, flip the switch!
This again? I mean, first we did it with Ernie, now we have to do it with Morgan.
Gee, thanks, contrived exposition. What would I ever do if you didn't unnaturally explain something that adds nothing and could have been left out? Like, I know I complained a second ago about not explaining things, but how about you actually explain things that matter, along with actually making the exposition seem natural? Also, George, I'm sorry, I'm not mad at you and we're still cool.
Just do it now. Death asked for us to do this for him.
If you say so.
Yes, it's been released. Arise, my creation, arise!
Damn it, NTR, what is this? Frankenstein?
Oh, it is like it.
Life! Life, do you hear me? Give my creation life! You can bet that if someone's gonna make an out-of-place Frankenstein joke, then I'm gonna follow it up with a poorly done Young Frankenstein reference. Ugh. I wasn't even yelling that loudly and that tore up my throat.
What the hell just happened?
Well, Death told us he committed suicide over something you're upset about. You're feeling okay?
Maybe a little. Wait, why did I change the color me to cyan?
Well, for one, we fixed you and gave you the same watch we gave to Ernie a while ago.
What watch? There's a watch now? Why wasn't I notified? What does the watch do? What? Like, I know I'm beating this point into the ground, but as someone who has actually been following the CC on a semi-major basis, it's a problem when even I can't understand what this cluster of info is trying to convey to me.
And two, you really haven't used her for like, what, since October?
Ah, frick, I really need to use her sometime.
Hence why you're using her right now?
But enough of this. Can't you just let me die already? I deserve to be here.
Oh boy, we're back to this. Can you please kindly not?
How could this happen to me? I made my mistake. Yeah, no. No matter what I do, this shit isn't funny. Knock it off.
Did you just whap me, Dev?
Snap out of it, ma'am! I just wanted to say that I'm sorry for what I did to you and making you upset like that. I know we've been close friends throughout years, but this is something we shouldn't let ourselves get into. Besides, drama always happens, but at times like that, we shouldn't let ourselves get involved in situations like this.
What situations? We're 2.5 minutes in and you have yet to explain anything!
But there's nothing I can do about it.
Look, ma'am, I get shit like this at times, but you don't see me having suicidal thoughts over it. You shouldn't let those things get to you. I mean, you have many friends and people who support you throughout those days, including me, MTR, and Death. Do you really want to let them down like this?
I'm having a good old day, fam. Happy fun commentary. Is this even a joke anymore? From how the dialogue plays out, I can't really even tell anymore. And you know it's a bad sign when I'm this close to freaking gouging my eyes out, and we haven't even made it 5 minutes in this 14-minute commentary.
Too bad no one in this mediocre support group had a cell phone to call the suicide hotline. Would have saved us so many minutes of goddamn padding. That's all it is at this point. Padding!
You know what? You guys are right. Now I feel much better thanks to you three.
Well, thanks Beth for that.
Might have to say this again. If you need us, just contact us.
So does this mean the commentary will actually start, or—
Hey, wait! How am I supposed to know how this watch works?
Of course not. Also, I love how it takes over 3 minutes for Kagamine to start questioning the little MacGuffin here when she was perfectly fine with it up to this point. If she asked a question about it before and then said this line later, I would have been fine with it, but since that's not what happened, this only serves to show how inept Kagamine is as a writer.
Oh, wait, it's already explained in Ernie's recent commentary. Now I remember.
Hold up. Your way of alleviating audience members' minute-long confusion, which still hasn't been completely remedied thanks to the fact that you're only just now questioning the watch, is to tell them to watch Ernie's latest commentary. Yeah, big problem with that. Not only do you not tell people that Ernie is Illinois Guy 34, but you don't even link to his channel or his latest commentary in your description. That's gonna make newcomers even more confused, because assuming they do figure out that Ernie is Illinois Guy 34, they're just gonna have to dig through each of his commentaries until they find the one you're talking about.
I am very well aware that you don't have to clue everyone into your video, because no matter what, someone will be lost on whatever joke or plot point you bring from someone else. And having the audience do some legwork to fully get it is not by itself a death sentence to a video. But you know what? There's a limit. You following me here, Kagamine? A limit to the amount of legwork your audience is going to have to do to understand a single bit of what's going on. And your intro has so much stuff to study on, I feel like I'm being tested more than I am watching a commentary meant for entertainment and information. Also, if I could just go on one last side tangent. So a week ago after I wrote this part, I decided to watch Ernie's commentary that's supposed to explain this whole watch thing, and I actually found more issues with Kagamine's video. Not only does the watch have no point, as its entire purpose is an unnecessary excuse to change avatars and nothing else, not only does the watch have no explanation why MTR and George gave it to Ernie in the first place, seriously, this intro is almost as confusing with the presented info as Kagamine's intro is, but as it turns out, Kagamine's video contains a massive plot hole. How a commentary plot of all things contains a plot hole, I don't know, but somehow Kagamine managed to create one. What do I mean by this? Well, in Ernie's commentary, after he's revived, he asks this.
Why'd you guys turn me into Marco?
In the same manner Morgan did, and in response, MTR says,
Well, it was the last avatar that you used in the commentary, and that's just how the watch is programmed.
Now, you may be asking what the problem is here, but let's go back to what MTR says when Morgan asks the same question.
Well, for one, we fixed you and gave you the same watch we gave to Ernie a while ago.
And before you ask, no, her last commentary was not in October. I mean, Kagamine doesn't explain how the situation is different. In fact, like I said before, she just tells us to watch Ernie's commentary. And given how this entire thing plays out, I really have to ask, how do you do something like this? Like, I'm being legit. There's sucking at storytelling, there's not knowing storytelling if J.R.R. Tolkien smacked you across the face with a book containing Lord of the Rings, and then there's this messy, cluttered, poorly told pile of filth.
Oh, speaking of that, looks like you're not the only one who has a show by Rock Avatar.
Well, that came out of nowhere. Is this supposed to show that this is gonna be a co-op? Because that's what it looks like. Why else would Death Critic be here for all this time and play such a huge role in the intro? Well...
Can you please leave? I have a new full commentary I'm about to work on.
Alright, fine, if that's what you want.
Bait and switch, and a lackluster one at that. Not only that, but this is kind of an abrupt way to get to the commentary after everything that happened in the past 3.5 minutes.
Wait, what? So you spent this entire intro with a backstory based specifically around Death Critic's presence, you built the structure of this strictly around Death Critic, you had Death Critic give this attempt at an emotional speech, you even have him point out you have similar avatars, just to tell him to go away and make it a solo comm. I'm lost for words right now. Like, legit, I don't think I've ever had a commentary completely shut me off and want to clock out as quickly as this video right here. We haven't even gotten past the over 3-minute long intro segment, and I'm already hitting the beginning of 4 pages on my script.
Well, Ryan, while I do agree the past 3 minutes is just awful, I wouldn't exactly give up hope yet.
Why do you say that?
Kagamine might not be the best at writing intros, but we haven't gotten to the actual commentary yet. Surely, with the decently positive reception her video got, it can't be that bad past the intro.
You know what? Perhaps you're right. She might be a horrible storyteller, but we can only hope she'll bring in a good argument. I mean, given who she's covering, it's hard for her to do a commentary that's bad on Skeleton Nation, am I right?
Your face! God damn it! God damn it! God damn it!
Now, before anyone calls me out for commenting on a kid, I know I regret doing it with my shitty commentary on Kennel Walker, but with this, if people like Zero Star, Ryan, Silver, and Dua can commentate on Skeleton Nation, then why can't I?
And my optimism is slowly starting to fade away.
Beautiful. Just beautiful. I'm not even saying you can't cover Skeleton Nation, but using the fact other people covered him as a justification for doing it is not good. If Doodle can do an awful commentary on Master TP10's Chaos Key video, then why can't I? If Silver can compare Henry to Meta 527 II, then why can't I? If Ryan can make a video with a black screen, no jokes, no humor, and an emotionally driven attitude taking away any chance of him being taken seriously, then why can't I?
It's simple. Because human beings can make mistakes, and you shouldn't justify your actions with other commentators as your only reason. Now, we're not saying you can't cover Skeleton Nation, because you can. However, if you want to make said video, don't use the more popular guys in the community as your only validation.
Also, for the looks of this video, does it remind me of someone? You'll see who it is later on. Also, here's the degrees, onto the commentary.
Well, I need something.
Oh, looky here! A sword just randomly appeared near Joey's face. Does he have telekinesis or something?
Now, this might be a nitpick, but I love how she barely shows any of Skeleton Nation's intro, nor any of the context for the sword she pointed out, and then just skip the rest of it, leaving the audience more confused than they already were at this point, implying they haven't left the video by now. Yes, I know she was just criticizing the editing, as Skeleton Nation had a sword next to his face, but given the avatar and the such, there's not much else he could do to show the sword. Not only that, but you completely missed why the sword was there to begin with. It was a visual gag. Now, I'll admit it wasn't a funny gag, but you're really making a mountain out of a molehill.
Oh yeah, that was Doodle's commentary. You know what, Kagamine? Why don't you just marry Doodle if you love her so much, you freaking lesbian?
One on the Ryan broadcast, which I do question why they did one in 2016, and is pretty meh in my opinion. And the one we're going to be looking at today, a commentary where Saltboy494, Kira Mayfan, and Mav Station commentate on Roaring Thunder Pursuit.
Oh, Joy, I love to see you try to bring out something new for this. In fact, I hope you really do.
Ma'am, I just got out the telephone with the Department of Redundancy Department, and your statement put them off so much that they're putting you in their vehicle car to take you to prison jail.
We're about 2 minutes into your commentary, and so far you've done nothing but make 2 small and frankly minor audio dubs, as if you haven't wasted my time enough. Now, this wouldn't be too bad if in the second instance you didn't leave a large section of Skeleton Nation's video in, when honestly there was barely any reason to do so. Seriously, get to the freaking point!
It took a while to actually greenlit, but because we're, well, lazy idiots. But we're here now, so calm your tits.
Well, guess what? If it took you that long, you should have dropped the commentary. Or, when RTP took down his channel, you should have dropped the commentary. Then again, if you still wanted to do it after that, guess what? Skip parts of the video and don't drag out your points. It's that simple, man. That simple.
Remember I said what this reminds me of? Yeah, I'm gonna show who right now.
Okay, I feel this is as good of a time as any to bring up the elephant in the room, but guys, if it took you so damn long to make the commentary, so long in fact that Roaring Thunder Pursuit had been dead, given a proper funeral, and buried alongside all the Pepsi cans, then why would you make the commentary? I understand having the desire to make a commentary, but trust me and many other commentators that sometimes you need to scrap a video if it stays so long in development that it becomes irrelevant or downright unnecessary.
Yeah, you totally plagiarized MD in this point, and trust me, throughout this commentary, he's going to keep doing it with the rest of his points.
What? That was your only argument? That because he used a similar interjection, that means he plagiarized a point? I mean, I guess I get it, given that Skeleton Nation's using a similar background, but guess who never brings that up?
George Clooney?
That's right, George Clooney!
Oh, and the statement at the end? You refer to MD's commentary on your point of how Skeleton Nation allegedly plagiarized MD's arguments, huh? Let's check the description. Oh, you linked to MD's channel, but not the commentary. Kagamine, is it that hard to link to other videos besides those directly involved in your multi-degree commentary instead of the channel? That just leaves more work for your audience having to look through MD's channel to find her commentary. Burden of proof. It's your job as the presenter to back up your claims, not your audience members. And speaking of burden of proof, in skipping Skeleton's points and allegedly plagiarize MD's points, Kagamine doesn't present any additional evidence to her audience regarding that particular point, leaving even more work for any audience members who want to see just how much plagiarism Skeleton Nation supposedly did. At least Kagamine was nice enough to provide the link to her Mirror of Skeletons commentary for those curious enough.
RTP literally stands for anything. Anything, nigga. Anything. I'm anything and—
Shut up.
So you are Ron Thumbtack Potatoes? Okay then.
You took a joke seriously. I legitimately hate you now, Mav.
But Mav just made a joke about it, and you took it too seriously like you're claiming that he is. Also, you said that you hate him for this? Yeah, that makes it so mature right there.
So, let me get this straight. So you claim Skeleton Nation took a joke too seriously, then took his joke too seriously while combating his argument that Mav Station took a joke too seriously. I think I just got arthritis.
Also, good work on using the so mature trope that I totally haven't heard a billion times before said in the exact same way. I mean, it's not like you could have explained how this makes him immature. No, let's just assume you're right without question or elaboration.
You know what? Here's an idea. How about you're all wrong? You're wrong, and you're wrong, and you're wrong. You barely show up ever. You're a snake. You're loud. You're gay. Your recent album sucked. You're a duck. You should punch a duck. Ah! And you're black. Dorks!